Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. And what on earth just happened? Because what we do know is Barca's Europa League journey, that's done. We are done in this competition. It is over. We are out. And we've been knocked out tonight in unbelievable circumstances. Eintracht Frankfurt led this game by 3-0 in our own stadium. But when you listen to it, when you looked at the pictures, it did not feel like our own stadium. Tonight, Eintracht took over. Barcelona, they have knocked us out. And there is so much to say, so much to discuss, from that atmosphere, to the game itself, to the comeback that we very nearly made, and all of these contentious refereeing decisions that we also saw. So come on, let's just do it. Because before we even get on to the game itself, before we go into the match, which I just want to say, Eintracht, I thought today were excellent. I want to make that absolutely clear. Eintracht played very, very well. But before we even start with the game, like I say, the atmosphere tonight, the stadium, our home leg, this is our game. Eintracht had theirs. The atmosphere away in that first leg was unbelievable. We tonight had to try and replicate that. Xavi called upon the fans to make it a pressure cooker. But what happened? Because Eintracht Frankfurt fans took over our stadium. And how has this been allowed to happen? Tonight inside the stadium, there was just under 80,000 fans. It is widely believed that up to 30,000 of those were Eintracht Frankfurt fans. When you looked around the stadium, it was a sea of white. Our own players were being booed, were being whistled. Eintracht Frankfurt songs rung around the stadium. Throughout this massive second leg, that is a joke. That is why I'm angry right now. That is why I am most embarrassed that this has happened tonight in our own stadium. And of course, what may have happened is that Barcelona somehow have sold all of those tickets to what are actually Eintracht Frankfurt fans. If that has happened, you need a full investigation into how on earth that was allowed. Or, what would be even more embarrassing, what would actually hurt me even more in this situation, is if actually it's Barça Socios, the season ticket holders, if they've actually sold their tickets to Eintracht fans. If that actually happened, that is appalling. That is absolutely shocking. This is our club. This is our team. We are there to support them on a night like this. And before the game even started, our players must have been thinking, what on earth is going on? And look, guys, when it comes to the game, we started the game appallingly, especially in all of that noise, especially given everything that was going on in the stands. You were basically thinking, okay, let's try and start the game well. Let's try and silence this home crowd. It's kind of strange to say that, but that's the way that it felt. What did we do? Gave away a penalty. Followed up the Levante game where we gave away 3. Here's another one. And just like against Levante, when I said Longley there was stupid, Eric Garcia on this occasion was stupid. What are you doing there? Why are you grabbing, really trying to pull down the striker? It is a ridiculous decision so early in the game, and that gave them the perfect ammunition. That gave them the energy they needed. The crowd, the Eintracht fans, were absolutely bouncing after that goal, and we never recovered. Eintracht again looked quicker to every ball. They looked sharper, more energetic, more intense in their play. Honestly, guys, let's be honest here. They wanted it more. For this team, Eintracht Frankfurt, biggest game of their history. Not just this season, but this is the biggest game they ever have played. They want to get to the Europa semi-finals more than anything else in their life, and we don't feel the same way. Let's be honest here. Barca players out there, until maybe the final 10 minutes of the game, they didn't want it enough. They didn't actually care enough about this game to commit to this leg of the tie. Of course, the second goal from Eintracht Frankfurt, you've got to hold your hands up and say, what a goal. It is an absolute thunderbolt there that, again, just shocked us because we were putting a bit of pressure on. We were having a few shots on target against them, but that goal really did hit us hard. And if I'm being honest, guys, even before halftime, it could have been more for Eintracht. They could have scored 3. They could have scored 4. They were in the lead. And like I said at the start, they were excellent. They executed their game plan brilliantly again, just like they did in the first leg, and they were deservedly ahead at half-time. Now, in the second half, this is where it gets interesting for me, because Frenkie de Jong comes on, that's the first big change there. De Jong apparently didn't feel that well before kickoff, that's why he was left out of the starting lineup, but he came on there for Pedri, who sadly has suffered a bit of an injury, and then came for me the game-changing moment. Because in the first half, Aubameyang unfortunately did miss a really big chance. It was at 1-0. Dembele put a great ball in, and Aubameyang there was at the back post. He heads it over, and then at the start of the second half, it would have been the perfect start. It would have been the ultimate response to get that early goal. And I cannot believe Aubameyang misses from there. What he's been doing in recent weeks, the goals that he's been scoring, the confidence that he's had, for him to miss the ball from that position, I'm staggered by that. I couldn't believe that he did it again. And those two Aubameyang chances, they do change the game. Because Barça, as that second half went on, we had more and more chances. We did look to have a bit more urgency about our play when again, another game-changing moment comes along. And this is the one thing tonight that really does puzzle me. Because just after Ter Stegen had made a brilliant save, he kept us in the game in that moment. It could have been 3-0 Eintracht. It would be very shortly. But anyway, Ter Stegen makes a good save. But in the build-up to that whole move, VAR actually said to the ref, okay, we got to look at something. Something has happened here that we may need to address. And you can see on the replay, on the TV replay, that there does appear to be a handball. It's quite clear there. The arm even moves towards the ball, and it's a handball. The problem is, though, the referee goes over to the VAR monitor, which isn't working. Then he puts on a headset. He's talking clearly there to the VAR team, but he can't see anything. So how can he make a proper decision? How can actually their fairness prevail in that situation? Because it's there. You can see it is a handball, but they say no penalty, play on. And that for me is incredible, especially when you consider later in the game, Busquets scores in the 83rd minute, when, let's not forget, there was still going to be 10 minutes added on. There was a long time left, and if we'd have got a goal back then, it could have been very, very different. And then they go to VAR. Then VAR suddenly, it's working then, they can communicate perfectly, and the goal's disallowed. And I just think, from one decision there, where apparently you're unable to really use VAR, you're unable to be fair on both sides and actually look at the pictures and make your decision, to then actually say, okay, but we are going to use it later. We are actually going to take this decision, but not the last one. It doesn't really seem that fair on both sides. And I do have to say there was real confusion between the ref today. He stopped the game for a long, long time to sort of sort out that issue, which really does leave a lot of question marks. But Eintracht, of course, did go on after that penalty wasn't given to score their third goal. Kostic with the double on the night. Again, he was fantastic. What a player he is. Really, really effective he was over the two legs. But there was still time, because Busquets, not to be put off by that VAR call against him, he said, you know what? I don't care. Puts his foot through a volley to get one back for Barça. That there was in the 91st minute of the game. But like I say, there was still 10 more minutes. There was still a lot of added time there to come. And eventually, we did get a penalty. Finally, the referee pointing to the spot. It was in the end too late. 90+11. Memphis there put away the goal. Still, there were subs coming on. There was stoppages in play. But no more time was added. And Eintracht Frankfurt, in the end, won against Barça. And I've got to say, guys, when all things considered in this game, I think you've got to say on one hand, Eintracht played very well. Like I say, they do deserve to go through. They're into the semi-final. It's a massive achievement for them. I think there's a lot of similarities, actually, between this game here and what happened in midweek between Bayern and Villarreal. Villarreal, of course, 7th in La Liga. They shocked Bayern. Really, really surprised result. And tonight, of course, we've been shocked by the 9th best team in Germany. Now, does that loss for Bayern against Villarreal mean that they're a terrible team, that they're not as good as their opposition? It does on the night, but I think in general we do have to take a step back. This is a setback. I think there's a lot that we can take from this game and actually say, okay, we're not so good there. We're not perfect there. There's a lot that we need to do in these kind of situations, but we also have to say, did we want it enough? Was this here an ambition, a driving ambition of the club to win this game, to win this competition? We were put in it because we had to be in it. We dropped into this competition. We didn't want to be here. And now we have been knocked out, which is a bit embarrassing, and it would have been a lot more embarrassing too if it had been a 3-0 defeat. 3-2 sounds a bit better, but for sure, We've got to find a way here to put this behind us, move on from this game and this competition. Because in the future, guys, what I think we can all agree on is that we don't want to be anywhere near the Europa League. But of course, guys, what I would like in this situation on this night is your thoughts on that game. One thing that I can tell you and 100% guarantee is that never again will I make a birthday wish, because whatever I wanted didn't quite happen tonight. So let me know, guys. What did you make of it? What are your feelings now that we're out of the Europa League? What are your feelings now that we've lost to Eintracht Frankfurt in this reverse leg? And what do you want to see for the rest of the season from this Xavi team? I will see you soon, of course. There's definitely going to be a lot more coming up, a lot more reaction to come. But until that time, I will see you soon. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. But until next time, we will say it loud and proud, as always. Visca! El Barça!